Hey, how are you? This is Nomad with Urban Nomads, and well, I'm here to give a report on the situation. So, well, I guess we did it. We started our nomadic journey, although we've been doing our nomadic journey, but as far as vehicle living goes, which is a little more authentic, I guess. But you can live in a house and be nomadic, whatever. But so I had to move out of my mother-in-law's place yesterday, but she was gracious enough, I guess, to let the kids stay. Anyway, it was kind of a mess because we weren't able to really leave or prepare properly, so most of our stuff is still over there, and we weren't able to really leave till like 10 o'clock at night. And she was like, oh, you have to go by midnight and because of the rules and all this stuff. She's really worried about the rules at her apartment building with guests, right? So that kind of worked out as a test thing, because me and my wife decided to just camp out in the car not too far from where she is, which is over near the USC area, University of Southern California. And so I have two tents. I have a 4-person tent and a two-person tent, and we're in it's a Ford Explorer. And the idea was that I have some air mattresses, so 2 people were gonna sleep in the Ford Explorer in the back with the seats down with the air mattress, right? And then the rest of us were gonna sleep in the tents or whoever. But we didn't have to do that because it was just me and my wife, so we decided to just camp out in the back of the Ford Explorer. But it was good because I got to test out like putting the air mattress in, and which is a little bit too big, but it kind of works. And just the logistics of like actually sleeping in this car. Like, one thing is there wasn't much anywhere to put our stuff. So there's a lot of stuff, it's not a lot of stuff, but a few things in the back. And then when you put the seats down, there's no room for it. My original plan was to put that stuff on the roof of the car in some roof bags or in the tents temporarily, and then in the morning we just put everything back in the car, right? But that didn't happen. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. So tonight will be the real test, where it's going to be 5 of us, and we're going to definitely do the tent thing. So I don't know, I'm kind of a little nervous about, it's so much easier when you're just in a vehicle and you don't have to pitch a tent anywhere. So that's a piece of advice. Like, if you can pull this off with a vehicle, if you're thinking of doing this, definitely get a big SUV, the biggest possible, or get a small camper van or RV. Because if you can just park a vehicle, even an RV, and sleep in it, it's just for sleep purposes. Like, if you had an RV and all it did was allow you to sleep and you didn't do anything else in it, it's just huge difference. I mean, it just gives you so many options, man. But when you got to pitch a tent too, it really limits you, especially in LA, where they're pretty much at war with homeless people. It's like, oh my God, there's a tent out there. Oh my God, there's a guy laying down. Oh my God, which is, I understand that. But for our purposes, I need to be able to pitch a tent somewhere. So just, at night. So I have a spot near Park La Brea, near the Grove, if anyone knows where that is. There's a really awesome spot there. A little stealthy spot that nobody knows about, really. I mean, a few people know, but no one really knows. And then in San Pedro, near the beach, there's a spot. But San Pedro is 30 minutes away. They're both kind of 30 minutes away, but I gotta find some more spots, But anyway, I just kind of want to talk in general about my feelings about the situation. Like, it's really interesting this time around. I've been struggling in LA for 4 years, and when I first started, I had this big stigma about the whole homeless thing. It's like this fear, like, oh my God, I'm homeless, or I might be homeless, or oh, what if people think I'm homeless? And I was just like it's like anything to avoid that stigma, right? And now I realize that's all just ego, you know, just some ideas in your head, right? Because the trade-off of that is $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, 100,000, you know, 25,000 a year, whatever, and being broke all the time. So yeah, so I just was like, it's interesting this time, and I'm just thinking about it from, you know, thanks to YouTube, I got to see a different perspective. Thanks to Hobo Alley and Tim, what's his name, Will Prowse, and other people. Just incredible. The people who actually live in cities in their vehicles. You get to kind of get a sense of what it actually takes. Although, you know, they're all single people. You know, they don't have families. So, but it's interesting. When I woke up today in my car, I just, you know, I didn't have that bad feeling that I thought I would have, you know, from before. Because you just, so much of that feeling is just this idea of like, oh, I'm homeless, oh, I'm a loser, blah, blah, blah. And I do not care, honestly. I'm just thinking about the practical stuff, like, can we sleep, you know, where can we go to the bathroom, where can we get some food, can we shower, like, where can we put our stuff, like, that's all I care about. Am I saving money? Can I work somewhere? Can I hang out somewhere? Am I saving money? Am I reaching my goals? What'd you say?
I do, girl.
No, I know you do. My wife does not like this idea, of course, and neither do my kids, but they'll come around, I hope. But, yeah, so it's interesting. So we hung out behind a university here, a small one called St. Mary's, and they had like a little nice park area, and this is this quaint neighborhood, but we were kind of by the park, and like, you know, it was great. It was like a little no man's land, but it was still kind of within the school compound, so it was kind of safe and everything and well lit, but yet we were in like a little hidden spot. Like I said, so with a car, that's much easier to do. I could have pitched a tent there, but it would have made us stand out. You know, I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, I just wanted to say, like, you know, I feel pretty good about things so far. So, I'm getting lots of work in now. I have both my businesses are doing pretty good. Luckily, my businesses are all remote based. They're computer based, and I can work on it. All I need is a laptop, an internet connection, and a cell phone, and I can work anywhere in the country or the world, really. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, like, you know, I feel pretty good about things so far. I'm feeling kind of yucky though. It was really hot. There's a hot what do you call it? Hot spell coming. A heat advisory is going to hit tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, it's going to go up to 100 degrees. So that's going to be a trying time. It's like a disaster, like, you know, being nomadic in a disaster, right? But we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're at a McDonald's. My wife, you know, wanted to come here for a minute. We're about to head back to my mother-in-law's where my kids are, and we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna take a shower, and we're gonna wash some clothes, and then pick them up and pack the car and put our stuff over there. That's gonna kind of be our home base with our stuff until we can get an RV. So I have to organize it so it's not like in her way, and then we have to pack for this, you know, and get everything organized. And but it's still early in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30 or so. And you know, the other thing about doing the tent thing is like, or the tent car thing is, okay, let's call it the tent car thing. You really have to think in terms of, you know, you're stealthy, right? So you park somewhere stealthy, and then you plop your tent out maybe after 9 p.m., right? And then around 6 p.m., 6:30, you take your tent down, right? And you get back in your vehicle, right? And you can do that at a lot of spots, you know. The world doesn't really get started till about 6:30, 7, right? The landscapers start coming So a good schedule for sleeping is like around 9, 10, you pitch your tent, you know, and then you sleep 8 hours, and then you get up at 6, 6:30, right? You take your tent down. So anyway, I'm having my coffee, and I'm feeling pretty good, though. I have some good energy, but this coffee will give me more energy. And what else? So we're here at McDonald's, and it's kind of interesting because, like, there are so many people in LA that live out of their cars, right, or vans, and like they're totally hidden, and they do it stealthily, and because no one wants anyone to know they live out of their car, for practical reasons and for stigma reasons, whatever. But you know, but you come to McDonald's at like 8 in the morning, you see them, they all come out of their cars and their vans. Like I'm in this parking lot, and there's probably 6 vehicles at least that I think people are living in, that have come to McDonald's for the same reason we have. And this is just one McDonald's in the whole city. So yeah. Alright, well, that's it. Maybe I'll show you us packing. Not that that's exciting or whatever, but you know, you can kind of see. Maybe I'll show some of the family drama. I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing on some level. Like, part of me feels bad about what's happening, but then another part of me feels like, okay, this is what I have to do. They'll come around. So yeah, I think I'll film it, and I'll decide if I'll leave it in the vlog or not, if it's too painful. But I want people to see what it's really like, you know, for whatever that's worth, you know. Yeah, this is what it's come to, you know, in America, for me anyway. I was looking at RVs yesterday, and on Craigslist, and every now and then what I do is I just like I just set it for like $200. Like, I'm just, because you know, some people give away RVs and trailers, right? So you never know. They might say, hey, here's a trailer for $1, come pick it up today, you know. So you're not, if I set the listing to like 1,000 minimum, then I'll never see those. So I set it for like 100 or something, and then I just start scrolling up, right? And I stumbled on this vintage RV, 1972 thing at a tow yard in Ventura for $300. And the thing about it is, it's really cool looking. It needs some work, of course. I don't know if it runs, but it was listed for $500 2 months ago, and then they relisted it, which means that it's just sitting there, and it's going for $300, and it's definitely a deal. And I definitely want to get it as soon as I get $300. However, whatever the condition is. But then I noticed they had like, they said RVs, $200, and they have 3 RVs that I don't know if just one is for 2 or all of them are for 200, but one of them looks looks decent. You know, it just needs to be cleaned up, and you know, I might go look at that today. But I'm thinking, even if it's an old junky RV, it's something we can clean out, and at least we can sleep in, and then I can resell it later at a minimum, you know, because it'd be better than the tent car thing, you know. So, all right, that's it for now. Nomad out.